Hi everybody, it's Ramona here again from Connect Your Angels, and I'm happy to report that I'm doing this reading from my brand new healing space. It's still a bit of work in progress, but as you can see, things are out of boxes. They are sort of in place, so I'm really excited. Still need a desk in here. It's a little echoey. Needs to be some more furniture, but as I said, it's coming together, so really excited about that. So here we are. We're going to be doing the reading for July already, but before I get into that, I just wanted to remind you all we are now again in Mercury retrograde. So what that means is any types of issues surrounding communication, specifically transportation, technology, those can all really get messed up during Mercury retrograde. And it started today, June 26th. It's going to go all the way through to July the 20th. So being, forewarned about it is a little better than having things catch you off guard. So during this time, if you're traveling, make sure you take extra copies of all your documentation. Give yourself extra time when you're traveling, and make sure you're backing up files if you've got a computer that you work with, all that kind of stuff. And just be aware that certain things can have hiccups and mess ups and miscommunication and all that kind of stuff. But as I said, for knowing that, you can kind of plan a little bit for it. But just, if something happens, don't get worked up. Just say, oh, okay, Mercury retrograde, and move on, okay? So I just wanted to give you that. So also about that, though, it's a great time to finish up things, loose ends, tie up loose ends and things like that, but not to start anything new. Not a good time to sign contracts or move forward with new projects, that kind of thing. It's a good time to do anything that starts with RE, and you've probably heard me say this before. So rejuvenate, research, rest, relax, all that kind of stuff, as opposed to, like I said, getting fired up and starting something new. Okay, so that's Mercury retrograde. Yay. All right, so we're going to go ahead with this week's reading, which will be for July the 1st to the 7th. Happy Canada Day, all my Canadian friends, and happy Independence Day, all my US friends. Lots of time for celebration coming up this week. And I'm happy to report sunny skies here in Calgary, although we are still obviously cleaning up from the major flooding and devastation that happened here last week. They are saying the Calgary Stampede will go ahead. It's going to be tough to get all that stuff cleaned up in time because it's supposed to start on July the 5th, but it's in its 101 year, and it has continued through those years, through 2 world wars, through the Depression. So they are saying nothing is going to stop us from having it this year as well. So I know there's many people here who are working tirelessly around the clock to make that happen. So for this week, I'm working with the Angel Therapy cards, and we will go ahead and get started for this week coming up. For Monday, Tuesday, oh, I want this one. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so we'll go ahead here. Oh, interesting. The first cards, this is for Monday, Tuesday, it says parents. You see those 2 people on there? And they're playing instruments. They're having a good old time. The message on the card says, the divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. So what this message is, if you are specifically having a situation right now where you are sort of heavy-hearted, in connection with your parents, the message about this is about forgiveness work that you might need to do, especially if you're finding you're blocked from moving forward in any capacity. So if you are just feeling like you're doing all the right things, and no matter what you're doing, you just can't move forward, or things are blocking you somehow, usually that's an indication that there's some piece of you, some piece of forgiveness work that needs to take place. And this is saying specifically in regards to your parents. Now, what I want to say about forgiveness is that it's a very emotionally charged word, right? Because usually if we hold unforgiveness, it's for a darn good reason. People did something to us that really hurt us in some way. So to forgive them, it's not just something that you can, do lightly. But with forgiveness, what you need to do is separate the person and the action. And you're going to forgive the person, not saying what they did to you is cool or okay or any of that stuff. That's not what we're saying. We're saying you need to separate those two things so that you can forgive the person. And when you can do that, it just almost as if miraculously clears away that sticky energy and helps you to finally move forward with things. Because when you hold unforgiveness in your heart, like they say, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You're actually harming yourself more than anything. So it's really important to do that forgiveness piece. And so what you can do is work with Archangel Michael and ask him, just say, Archangel Michael, please be with me. And I forgive, picture the person you have in your mind and say, I forgive you and I release you. I hold no unforgiveness back, and now you are free and I am free. And while you're doing that exercise, please make sure you also include yourself on the list of people you want to forgive, because most of us are very unforgiving to ourselves. So you need to do that as well. And the other thing they're saying is this isn't just, one time fix it, right? Each and every day we encounter people who, for one reason or another may irritate us, annoy us, get on our nerves, whatever. And then on a subconscious level, we take that in, and if we don't do a forgiveness every night before we go to bed, then we carry that through the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day. And after some time, you can see how that can build up and create problems for us. So think of this as hygiene. Every night before you go to bed, most of you wash your face, you brush your teeth. So before you go to bed, think back on your day. And if there was anybody who upset you that day, forgive and release them so you're not bringing that forward, into the next day and the next and the next. Make sense? Especially if you have issues with your parents, doing this forgiveness exercise will really, really help. Okay, so into Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, this is very, anyway, there's a message here for sure. This is about cutting your cords. And I'll read you that the card says, ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. So, in relationship to the other one about the parents, in every relationship that we have, we form this etheric cord between you and the other person. And the cords that are the biggest are the ones who the relationship has gone on the longest. So parents and siblings, right? So if you are harboring, unforgiving feelings to somebody, you're sending those feelings to them, and conversely, they can be sending stuff to you. And that's why a lot of people feel very drained. They feel like their energy's been sucked from them, or the other side of it, they might feel physical problems in their body, usually in the stomach area. And that's if somebody is very angry and sending that through the cord to them. They can start to feel that physically in the body. So cutting your cords is important. Again, it's hygiene. It's not to say, I want nothing to do with you. I never want to talk to you again. It's healthy and it's good to cut those cords regularly so that you are not, encountering those issues, right? With, energy being drained from you and receiving other feelings as well. So it says to ask Archangel Michael to help you with this, and all you have to do is just say, Archangel Michael, I call upon you now. Please come with your sword of light to sever any and all cords that are attached to me that are not serving my highest good. And take some moments to breathe very deeply and just sit there and see what you sense. You may sense him. Some people experience this as a very shivery feeling. Other people feel extreme warmth. Some people may experience sort of some changes to the air pressure around them. Or you might not really feel anything, but you might have an excellent sleep that night after you've done this exercise. So again, if you're feeling, there's issues with your parents or somebody else, you can definitely cut your cords, and that will help with that issue, okay? Especially think about that on Wednesday and Thursday. Sometimes people it's helpful to do this with coworkers and work situations, okay? All right, so into the weekend. Ooh, I like this. Books. I'll read you what it says. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. So a lot of you already know there's a book inside you, and you're procrastinating. So this is your little poke from your angels to say, hey, get to work. And if you're not sure, where to start, you don't have to start at the beginning and just, have a complete story. Start somewhere. Just start getting stuff out and ask them to help you. Work with Archangel Gabriel, who's the communication angel, to help give you the right words so that they just flow easily. I've had many people work with Gabriel and report back to me that it was almost like they weren't even in charge of their computer and the pen, just like the words flowed out of them. They don't even know where they came from. So working with Gabriel will really help with that. But yeah, if you've been getting those nudges from Spirit about pursuing some kind of a communication-based career, especially if it involves, combining that with spiritual stuff, then this is again your reminder that you're on the right track. So please don't hesitate, because the world needs this. So get to work on that. And I know that's as well. I'm hearing the words coming out of my mouth to you. It's like smacking me in the face too, because I know this is something that is a part of my calling as well. So I know I need to stop procrastinating on that and get to work a little bit more on that as well. All right, so there we have it for another week. And let me know if you have feedback. I'd love to hear from you. You can post it here on YouTube, or you can join me on my Facebook page, Connect to Your Angels. Remember, the 2 is the numeral 2, not the word. Or visit me at my website, www.connecttoyourangels.com. Again, it's connect to, that's the number 2. All right, so have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful week. Keep sending your prayers for the people here in southern Alberta, across the province, who've been affected by the floods, because we definitely feel it, and it is deeply appreciated. So all the best to you, and we'll see you here next week. Thank you.